Everybody. Thanks for allowing me to be here, and thanks for hosting these events so that we get everybody informed on the miracles that take place with this incredible technology. My name is Don Lachance. I'm a 70-year-old from Canada's capital, Ottawa, Ontario. And excuse me, I first got involved with this back in 21 when I lost my son to heart failure. I was looking for answers and was introduced to this and just started doing some background searches and stuff. And when I realized that the incredible history that the company had, I asked my wife to try this technology with me because I didn't want to fall prey to a placebo-based effect, wanting this to be so real, because I believed had my son known about this, he'd still be with us. Little did I know that I had a time bomb ticking in my body. Last February, I called my family doctor to ask him if he could take my wife on as a new patient because her doctor was retiring. And he said, no, it wasn't a good time for him. He's looking to retire. And I happened to mention to him that I'd felt a pulse in my stomach. And he said, oh, let's make an appointment at a scanning clinic and get you in there so we can rule out an aneurysm. And I didn't really understand. I didn't know what an aneurysm was. I always thought it was a blood clot that traveled, hit your brain, and you died as a result of that, or suffered a stroke. So April 5th, we had this incredible ice storm here. And my wife and I watched one of the major limbs in a huge maple fall as a result of the weight of the ice. And so we spent the next 4 days just cutting this incredibly big limb up, and I was lugging all this big chunks of maple trunk out of the way and clearing up all these branches. And on the Sunday, I said to her, look, I can't really bend down anymore. I feel this pressure internally, and it is very uncomfortable. I said, I'm glad I've got this scanning appointment set up on Wednesday. I know they're going to find something, but I don't know what it is, and I just need to take a break. Well, April 12th, I was in the scanning clinic and was advised that I was dealing with a 9cm Aortic Abdominal Aneurism. It was the largest aneurysm the clinic had. To get more. It was the largest aneurysm that the clinic had ever scanned, and turns out the largest that the medical team had ever had to deal with. I was asked to go directly to emergency from the scanning clinic. They handed me an envelope and told me that they'd already talked to the vascular surgeon and he was expecting me. So when I got in there, they admitted me instantly and began a barrage of tests to clear the road for them, because I've been fortunate to have been on this product and stem cell technology for the previous 2 years. And I believe it was equipping me because, you know, we know that our stem cell activity begins to drop. And as a 70-year-old, I was pretty much behind the 8 ball, but because of this, I believe it equipped my body with what it required to prevent this stem cell, to prevent this aneurysm from actually bursting. Because of the size of it, it would have been game over for me instantly, but that's not what happened. On the Friday morning, a day and a half after having been admitted, I spent 5.5 hours on the operating table with the most invasive surgery they can put a body through, because they have to reorganize all your internal organs to get at this thing. And they put me through it. I came to in ICU, and here we are. I'm 4 months out from this surgery and have yet to experience 1 ounce of pain. Not 1 ounce of pain. I'm not on any medication, not even Tylenol, nothing. I got 37 years of alcohol and drug addiction recovery under my belt, and there's been no foreign substance enter my system since then. And I'm very, very susceptible and sensitive to anything that really enters my body. So the experience I've had with this technology and it equipping my body, I attribute to me being here to be able to share this story today to that technology.
Wow, that is amazing, Don. And tell me what your surgeons had to say about your general health and, you know, why they think you survived and how you've done since then, their thoughts on that.
Well, they're perplexed, to be honest with you. Just before they put me out, the doctor, said to the surgical team, he said, "Well, this is the cyclist. This is the guy that cycles as much as he does, and we're going to invest in his investment." Because I had no prior medical conditions, they couldn't find anything wrong with any other part of me. And he said to the team, "Let's invest in this man's investment," and ended up putting a graft in me that's typically reserved for much younger patients. Here I am at 70, and I've got this really, really expensive titanium graft in my body now. So as I travel, I'll be having fun at the airports. But the important part of that was him looking at me and just shaking his head. The scar itself, the incision itself, the healing that they experienced over 6 weeks, they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to say. And I said, "You don't have to say anything to me. Just look behind my collar here. It's this little white patch.
Yeah.
You don't have to wonder. You may not know what it is, but I do."
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love the way that people are amazing their doctors. And, you know, more and more doctors are hearing about this and they are amazed. And some of them want to know about it. And some of them are like, just keep doing it. Don't tell me about it. But thank you so much, Don. We're just so glad you're here. And I'm so thankful that you found the patches a year and a half before you really, really needed them.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much.